started, I have a few things I need to talk about. First of all, I am here for an interview for an education position. And as you see, I am prepared and ready to go. So they told me when I came to make sure that I go over a few things on this checklist before we get started. So is that okay with you guys? You'll help me out? Okay. First of all, I don't know where they get this from, be on time. Now this interview started, they told me to be here at 8 o'clock, so what time is it now? 9:05. 9:05? Okay, well, okay, that's okay. This is an hour and 5 minutes late, they don't mind that. And number 2, dress appropriately. As you can see, I am. And they said ladies wear dark colored suits. I have a dark jacket on and my blinged out skirt, but that's okay. No open-toe shoes. Well, these will do. No red outfits and do not over-accessorize. I'm so glad they put that up there because last time I interviewed for a job, I said, you know what? I'm going to make a really good impression on the interviewer. So I wore something like this. And for some reason, he wasn't too impressed with that. And they didn't call me that or anything. He just kind of looked at me funny and said, well, you know what? We'll get back in touch with you. But I didn't believe him. So today, for accessories, I said, you know what? I'm going to have a whole new look and accessorize myself. So this is what I bought. And since they didn't like my Spider-Man hat, yeah, I thought I would wear this one. And then one more thing. I thought I would wear my shades because they'll say, well, you know, she looks kind of like Kim Kardashian. So I was like, okay, the shades will be fine. Now for men, no white socks, your tie should not hang past your belt, and no black shirts. Think about that. Also, the third one, research the culture. And what does that mean? Find out as much as you can about the job. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to come in and just wing it and just say whatever I want to and I'll be fine. I don't need to know anything about this job. Bring a copy of your resume and something to write with. Well, I did do that, and you'll see. Turn off your cell phone. I don't like that too much. I mean, what will happen if one of my friends texts me in the middle of the interview and I need to get in touch with them really fast, so I'm not sure about turning off that cell phone thing. But anyway, we'll see how these things work out. So wish me luck. I'm going into the interview now. You know, I did bring a copy of my resume. I know I have it in here somewhere. I just need to find it, but just give me a minute. Where did this come from? I think this was Halloween last year. I don't know. Oh, wow. Oh, excuse me just a minute. Hello? Hey, girl. How you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm in an interview right now for this teaching job or something like that, teaching, substituting, counseling. I know it's at a school, so. Yeah. Are you going? Oh, gosh, me too. Are you serious? Are you really going? Okay. I'll see you there. later. Bye. Okay, and now what did you ask?
Would you bring a resume?
Oh, yeah, my resume. I've got it somewhere. And I remember I was in the car, I stopped at McDonald's, I looked at my resume. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. It's got a little syrup on it, but that's okay.
Thank you very
All right, and you're so welcome.
We want to welcome you to Beatrice High School. We're interested in having an interview for our position of a social studies teacher at our school.
Social studies?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I thought this was a PE. But that's okay. Go ahead. I'll be fine. Go ahead.
We'd like to start the interview by, would you give us a brief autobiography of yourself? Tell us a little bit more about you.
Well, I got up this morning a little late because I wasn't feeling well because I stayed out too late last night. And I got up this morning and I got dressed and then I just kind of ran out the door. I was running a little late, but I'm here now.
Okay, well, we're glad you are here.
Thank you.
We're going to begin some of the questions that we'd like to have you answer to help us evaluate whether you would be a good fit for our school.
Sure.
And the first one would be, how do you determine that children have learned what you have taught?
Ooh, that's a good question. You mind if I ask a friend to help me out?
Well, we really would want to interview you.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, let's see. How do I learn? How do I know if kids have learned what I've taught them? Well, can we go to the next question?
Sure.
Okay, we'll come back to that one, like Family Feud.
How does a student, or how would a student know that you're a good listener?
I really don't like to listen that well to students. I usually do all the talking, and they just do what I tell them to do, and it just works out better that way.
Right. How do you find new ideas to implement into your classroom?
New ideas to implement into the classroom. I just usually like to use the same thing over and over again. I really don't think they need anything new.
You don't think students need to have
No.
engaging lessons?
No.
Well, the next question would lead right into that. How do you actively engage your students?
Usually I bring candy for myself. And after I take roll, I usually take a nap and put in a video and just let them watch that. And they usually enjoy it. I don't get any complaints or anything. And administration never comes down to check. And we're at the end of the hallway. Nobody comes down there. So we just really watch a lot of movies and it works fine.
What do you feel are your personal strengths and also areas that you'd like to improve?
Well, other than being a fancy dresser, I think that one of my strengths is I really bend the rules a lot. People usually like to be around me, my friends do, and we go out a lot, so I can tell you a lot about going out and having a good time.
Okay, how would that relate to your position as an educator in our school?
It really doesn't.
Last question I would have for you would be, why should Beatrice High School hire you?
That's a good question. If I was Beatrice High School, why would I hire somebody like me? Any suggestions? Why would they want to hire me? Well, I guess I would ask, why wouldn't they want to hire me?
And the last question I have is, what questions might you have for myself or our school?
I really don't have any.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mrs. Jackson, for coming in.
You are welcome, and just give me a minute. I got to get my things back in my purse, and I got to get in the parking lot and get home and call my friends back. Oh, wait. One more thing before I leave. I promised them that I would. This is for my selfie book. So do you mind if we just take a little quick?
Sure, let's do that.
make sure you call me about the job.
We'll be back in.
And how much money am I gonna make? You didn't tell me that part, but just call me.
We'll talk about that.
See ya. Bye. Good night.
Before we do that, though, if you look on the right-hand side of your packet, there's an evaluation sheet at the back. If you still have a pencil or a pen, you just take a minute or two till we get one up here to fill it out, just share what school you're from. And again, if you have some ideas, we're always looking for different things that might be important to you or interesting to you. Please share that with us. When we get done today with those evaluations, there's 2 boxes over here as you walk out the door. If you just lay your evaluation in one of those boxes, that would be great. And we value your input and appreciate what you might want to share with us. Wanted to, if we're getting everybody back in here, I just wanted to thank all of you guys for being great listeners. And again, I'm always impressed on the young people that we have in our program and that represent your schools. And I applaud you for that. I thank you for being part of our big event day today. Some of the things that we're trying to do today is to get you ready as we move into the school year, particularly as we get to March. When we have our professional development day, that's where we actually bring in anywhere from 75 to 100 professionals to do mock interviews with you, an actual interview with you. By that time, we will have helped you develop your cover letter, your resume, giving you some tips there. And then you actually go through the interview, and then we'll have time to debrief with you and get some feedback on things you could have done differently or better. But again, in this very competitive world, we want to make sure we give you some opportunities to have a leg up on other people that you'll be interviewing for with a job, or even if you're applying for a scholarship, that we can give you some thoughts and ideas on how to do those better. One of the things I want to mention on the interview, and this is just kind of a FYI, and some people kind of chuckle when they hear this, but some of you probably have heard this, but you know, today we talk about relationships and connections and first impressions. I will tell you that I've done a lot of interviewing over the years, and when I interview people, I can tell you that in many, many cases, the first 5 to 10 seconds of me meeting the person I'm interviewing helps me make my decision. It boils down to a gut decision. So the first 5 or 10 seconds, that means how do you greet the person, what's your handshake like, what's your eye contact like. You know, I get a lot of feedback and I learn a lot about who you are in those first 5 or 10 seconds. Now, some people say, well, you can't do that. Well, I'll tell you that many interviewers do that, and they utilize that information before they make a decision. Okay. I guess we're ready here for things to do for an interview.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here for an interview for education in the education program at Beatrice High School. And although I'm supposed to be here about 12:15, I am a little early so that I can go to the ladies' room and check my hair. And also just to kind of breathe and relax, sit down, check out the environment. I have a question for you. How long do you think it takes for an interviewer to make up their mind if they want to hire you?
About 10 seconds.
How long?
About 10 seconds.
About 10 seconds. Okay. Anyone else? 30 seconds. Anyone else? I'm so glad I have the microphone so I can call on people.
How long do you think?
3 days.
3 days? Okay. Thank you for sharing. Everyone that responded, please come up. I have a gift for you. Yes, it is. Thank you, kid. Thank you for sharing. It takes about 30 seconds for an interviewer to decide if they want to hire you. So as soon as you walk in the door, make sure you're looking good, you have good posture, and you're ready to go. In other words, make sure you're well prepared. Your appearance and how you present yourself and your initial conversation are super important in getting hired. Also, know how to present yourself. Have good eye contact, a firm handshake. Consider each answer before giving it. Be polite and courteous. Use your good manners, please. Thank you. Ask for water if you need one. Dress the part and don't overdo it like that crazy lady did earlier this morning. An interview is always an interview, regardless of whether it's at McDonald's, Apple, Google, or Starbucks. Sometimes your interviewer may ask you to meet in a non-traditional place, but don't get too relaxed. It is still an interview and conduct yourself accordingly. Ultimately, making a good impression may not get you the job because there may be someone that's more qualified than you. But you'll at least have a fighting chance of getting in the door.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Mr. Jackson. Welcome to Beatrice High School.
Thank you very much. I'm a little early, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm respectful of your time.
That's great. Thank you for being early.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
Thank you very much.
Did you happen to bring a resume?
I did.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Okay, well, welcome to Beatrice High School. We are conducting interviews for a social studies position we have here at our school, and we're very excited that you've applied and are here for the interview.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and get started with some questions, and if I ask a question that you'd like some clarification on, please make sure you just let me know, and I'll try to rephrase it.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'll get started.
Thank you.
Okay? Can you please provide us a brief autobiography of yourselves? Tell us a little bit more about you.
Yes, I will. And when I was in high school, I had the opportunity of joining the Career Academy in the education component, and it prepared me and helped me to see that I really wanted to be a teacher and work with kids. I had the opportunity to job shadow other professionals and educators and also take amazing field trips, and the portfolio assignments were amazing.
Sounds like you're very well prepared.
Yes, sir.
Great.
And after that I went on to college and obtained my bachelor's degree. And to further my education, I completed my master's in curriculum and education.
Great. This Career Academy sounds like it's a very advantageous thing to be a part of.
It is. It afforded me with wonderful experiences, and I had the opportunity to be hands-on with the students and also to learn more about the inner workings of the school system and to meet some other people who have been teaching in the profession for a number of years and they were able to share their wisdom and their expertise with me as well.
Great. I've got another question for you. How do you determine that children have learned what you've taught?
I usually ask them if they will be willing to repeat what I have demonstrated to them, and I always give them constructive feedback to encourage them to continue to respond. So that is one way of measuring student success.
Okay, great. How would a student know if you're a good listener?
They would know because I would give them good eye contact. I walk around the room and just make sure that they're on task. And I also compliment them when they are on task.
Great. Those are great things to do. Kids today want to know that their teachers care about them and they're listening to them as they speak in class.
Yes.
How do you find new ideas to implement into your classroom?
One way I find new ideas to implement into the classroom, as I was researching your webpage and also the initiatives that you have in your strategic plan, I noticed that you're very interested in moving your school forward to 21st century learning. So those are some of the things that I would like to implement in the classroom. For an example, perhaps a service learning project for the students. And that way it produces a collaborative learning environment for students, and that is something that the millennials enjoy doing, working as a team. And also it gives everyone the opportunity to participate and have input and buy-in the project.
It's a great opportunity for kids.
Yes.
How do you actively engage your students?
One way that I enjoy actively engaging my students, and I know that you have an updated learning commons and you're very interested in technology. One way that I would engage my students is utilizing that technology by having them to do a project, for an example, a telegami, which is like digital storytelling, and they can design their own person and tell a little bit about themselves. Also, it gives them the opportunity to learn about other students and also use information technology.
Great. It sounds like you're very student-centered and also getting kids involved with technology, which I'm impressed that you've looked at our website.
Yes, sir.
Because those are things that were our goals and our future of our schools. Mm-hmm. Great. What do you feel are your personal strengths and areas that you'd like to improve on? And what basically would you bring to Beatrice High School?
Well, again, I have to rely back on the Career Academy. There was one assignment that we did called the Strengths Finders, and it was an opportunity to be able to give verbiage to your talents, skills, abilities, and those things also have helped me craft my personality and also my style of teaching. And my top strength is a maximizer. I enjoy taking something that is not so much mediocre, but I can look at something and come up with ways and strategies on how to make it better. So being a maximizer is one of my personal strengths. And one thing that I like to improve on, probably I would say, is an ongoing process, and that would be in any field, professional development opportunities, because I really don't think that you should get to the point where you're so comfortable in your field that you don't feel that you can learn something else.
Well, that's great because Beatrice High School really encourages our students to be lifelong learners. Mm-hmm. So if we as adults can't do that same thing, then it's hard for our expectations to be such for our students.
Exactly.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
Actually, I do have some questions that I would like to ask you. If hired for the job, what will my first 30 days look like?
Well, we provide a mentor program for our new teachers in our school system.
Do you mind if I write those things down?
Great.
Okay.
So you'd be involved in a mentor program in which our new teachers are placed with a veteran teacher or a teacher that we feel would give them some great background information as to how we do things in our school.
Okay.
Also, we would have administrators who would be doing walkthroughs during those first 30 days to give you any feedback as to things that we would want you to incorporate into your lesson strategies and incorporate into your lessons, and also very much to give you some positive feedback as to what you're doing well.
Okay.
So within the first 30 days, we would be making efforts to make you feel welcome in our school and also help you become a great teacher.
Very good. Another question that I have, what would be your expectations as far as me being a team leader or being a part of the team here at Beatrice High School?
Well, Beatrice High School does participate in professional learning communities, and so within your team, you would have the option to be both a leader of the whole professional learning community, or you would also, in some cases, we have our PLCs break off into learning goals, and you would have the ability to be a leader focusing on a certain thing you'd like to bring to your classroom, or the effectiveness of a teaching strategy that you wanted to implement into your class.
Thank you very much. Well, those are the two questions that I had, and thank you very much for being generous with your expertise in answering them.
Well, you're welcome. It's very nice to talk to you today. I really appreciate that you came prepared and you did a nice job.
Thank you. May I please leave my card in case you need to contact me, or if there's something that comes up and you'd like to need clarification on, please feel free to contact me.
Great. We will be in touch.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank you very
much.